it just brings it alive. And this, to us, we wanted something that looked like it had just always been here, and that's the feeling that we have. And it just makes the whole yard enjoyable to be in. And everybody, it's like a magnet. You know, it just draws people in.
The fish pond and the waterfall and all of it together is the focal point of the yard. And we've got a pretty well landscaped yard all around with a lot of flowering plant material, but again, we had no focal point without the fish pond. And it's really, not only at night, but certainly even during the day, it is the place that you always look to. You hear the noise, or I wouldn't call it noise, you hear the sounds of the waterfall. And so whoever walks in the yard obviously comes to the waterfall first. And because it is a very, very pleasant experience. Our old pond was 3 feet deep, and it didn't have the gravel and everything on the top and the edges and everything and the rock in it. So we would have considered doing it ourselves if been physically able, but I mean it's a major job to carry that rock and move the rock and place the rock. And
we met you, and we're just very impressed with what we saw that you had done. And I think the thing that really cinched it for me was when you were talking about putting in the little cave for the fish to get into, and we wouldn't have to worry about the blue heron coming and eating our fish. And that just, I told AJ, I said, that's it. That's what we want to do. So.
And I think the other thing was you were very personable, and you did, we were very concerned about the safety of our old pond with very small kids around, and you showed us pictures and of your own children in your own pond, and those types of things where it wasn't such a no-no that, you know, you couldn't even let them be around the pond, which is the way we had always felt about our pond. And so, I mean, that whole issue of salesmanship on the safety and the protection of the fish and those types of things was all a big part of
it. Our son came out and said, after seeing this compared to the old pond, he said, "Mom, isn't it amazing what a professional can do?" And it was just so overwhelming, so beautiful.
I think another thing that I've enjoyed about it is that by having a system like you have, you've solved a lot of the problems with the, you know, covers for the skimmer and those types of things that fit into the landscape so well, and just the whole system with the supporting materials and everything is pretty explanatory, and we learned a lot. Even though we had a pond for 17 years, we learned a whole lot just with all the supporting materials.
It's just beautiful at night, and one of the things that we enjoy so much is you can see the fish at night with the lights, and it's just beautiful. It just makes a whole different experience between day and at nighttime.
When you're standing away from the pond at nighttime, the lights, uplights in the trees, of course, are extremely noticeable, and it really sets the pond off. And because of that, we sort of put in other landscape lights around just because we didn't want it to just be a spot in the yard. But then when you come out and look at the fish, the underwater lights, and especially the lights that are just below the waterfall, under the waterfall, are just absolutely great. Yeah, we had the same fish, and these fish were older because we got them out of another pond. And so we had the same fish for 17 years, never had a single baby fish in the pond. And since May, we've got 7 or 8 baby fish in there now. They're growing very fast. At his own pace, he might come.